located. And we give away the three of us represent partnerships, and also joining us with some of our functions is April Ely. April, you can give a wave also, except I think we just have her photo. So
Here she comes.
here she comes.
There she is.
We give a wave. All right, very good. Thank you all for taking time to meet with us this afternoon. We do this for one huge reason, and that really is, well, I should say two reasons. We want to answer any questions that you all have, but we also want to set the stage where everybody who is participating as a presenter in any capacity at all, whether it is a keynote or a featured capacity or a breakout, we want you to just feel part of the overall team. The Institute last year was a special experience, not because of one or two individuals, but just because of the feeling of joy that was created throughout the entire event. And everybody who played a role in that was essential. So we really want folks to join in the overall themes of the Institute. We want people who are breakout presenters to listen really carefully to the messages that are given by keynote people and to build upon those whenever that is a good fit for your breakout session. But we want people to leave at the end of 2 days feeling like they learned some new things, they found some new ideas, they met new friends, they had one heck of a great time, and they were in a place of joy. And all of us need to participate in creating that spirit. Do you want to say anything else before we have folks introduce themselves?
I just, there's one little change, well, it's a big change for this year, is that we're going to have a couple of presentations that are done by students this year. And so you're going to see, yes, in fact, I get more excited every time we talk. Many of you, if you were in attendance last year, will remember that the final words of the Institute was to make Precious president. And so Precious, who, thank you, Olentangy Schools, for raising this girl. She is a wonder, but she won't be the only wonder. There's a group of Precious and a group of students from a variety of high schools, actually, who've been part of Dr. Keith Bell's research project at Ohio State this summer. Will be presenting. Dublin is sending kids from their teacher academy. There will be some students who are going to be part of a new group at Upper Arlington High School that will provide presenters throughout the school year, several times in the school year, hopefully some people that will really impact both students and the community. And we're encouraging them to attend, as not just present, but to attend as many sessions as possible. We think that both the keynote sessions and many of the breakouts will be of interest to them. So when you see kids walking around the hall, make them feel welcome, because I'm sure they'll be might be a little nervous.
Emmy, do you want to say anything else by way of introduction?
No, everybody says no, not really, and then talks more. So no, not really, but yes, I think everything that Kathy and Ellen said. I think the thing that was so powerful last year, and we really heard this even from the keynotes that are coming back, was that the conference was really integrated, that it was one overall theme and experience. And I'm so excited about each of you on this call with us, because you're going to help weave that thread together for people the whole time that they're there, that it's not like a disjointed, I left with 20 great ideas. No, I left with a handful of great ideas that are all connected by this idea of authentic learning and authentic leadership. And so we're so grateful for you to be a part of this work with us.
All of you turned in really fabulous descriptions and proposals. And as you prepare your session, we want you to look back at your plans in light of the three main themes of the Institute. And I know you thought about these when you put your proposals together, but it's really important, I think, before July 19th and 20th arrive, that you give some additional thought to how am I helping people in my session reimagine education? How am I creating an experience where people can reconnect with the joy of teaching? And how can I connect the work that I've done and the ideas that I'm sharing with empowering young people to change the world? Because those are the things that we're really trying to emphasize as part of authentic learning and leadership. We all want to make learning irresistible, and that sort of unites everything. But those three main themes are really critical to helping people who attend the Institute go from session to session to session and feel like everything they attended connected in some way to one or more of those three ideas. And so just remind yourselves of that as you're getting ready. We would love for you to introduce yourselves. You can indicate your name and where you're from, and just the title or topic of your session. And I'm going to pick on Kat first because she arrived first and she's in the upper left-hand corner. So that's like natural for me anyway.
So I'm Kat of Kat and Sophia. Sophia's on here too. I'm in Talmadge, moving to 4th grade for next year with Sophia. So we're going together. And our title is From Face Plants to Flourishing. So we're going to talk about our year-long journey in PBL.
Yeah, and we're thrilled about it because it's one of those sessions which will acknowledge that not everything works 100% the first time through, but in the end, the magic emerges. So that's what they're doing. Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Schneider with the PASS Foundation. I'm actually going to be doing 2 sessions. One is going to be a kind of a deep dive into creating a STEM designated school. And the other one is bringing the soul back to your classroom. And that's going to be that self-organized learning environment. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Tamar?
Hi there, I'm Tamar Soren, and I'm going to be presenting with Jen Leahy from the Columbus Museum of Art. And we're going to be looking at ways to connect teachers with the work at the museum and look at the tensions of social engagement. So.
Very good. Thank you. Jen is going to have to make sure she's in the right place at the right time. She's doing so many different things for us. Tiffany.
Hi, I'm doing 2 different sessions. One is zooming in on the brilliance of Black and Brown students in mathematics. And the other one I'm co-presenting with Wendy Jones, which is really disrupting the opportunity myth. So looking at the research from the opportunity myth article that came out.
All right. Joe or Churbs.
Hi, I'm Joe Cherubino. I teach at Liberty Middle School in Olentangy. And my presentation is called Playing Up, which is looking at using playful learning in the classroom. It builds off of the Project Zero and Lego Foundation research.
All right, great. And now you all have to go where you're assigned when you're assigned. So even though it sounds appealing to go play with his session, just keep yourselves disciplined here. Emmy, I know you're presenting a couple.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 sessions, one with Fanning Howie, who is a solely based school architecture firm, and we're talking about how the decisions for our educational vision should be translated into design and how we help schools think about what we want the student experience to be, to dream a little bit. And then the other session we're going to do is a little bit of a panel. Talmadge City Schools will have a couple of administrators, and then also United Local Schools. And they're in very different places in their journey toward really embracing authentic learning and a directional system that says what they believe and supports that. But each of the schools is going to talk about where they are in their journey. The what was it? Face plants to flourishing. I might steal that. The things that were really difficult about the journey, because one of the things that's really important to us is that while we're solely focused on teachers and students and what happens in the classroom, we know that that can't happen unless administrators and systems and policies and procedures get aligned with that. So that's what that panel discussion will be about.
Great, thank you. Linda?
I am middle school instructional coach at Westerville City Schools, and I'll be doing a presentation co-presenting with Thompson Morrison and Kavita Tana on design ingenuity, which is basically the use of agile framework that's made the software industry really be able to innovate quickly, and how to use that in the educational, in the middle schools in particular. Really
Great.
excited.
Great. Sophia?
Hi, so I am the Sophia to the Kat and Sophia. I also teach in Talmadge. So I will be presenting with Kat with the face plants to flourishing.
All right, thank you. April?
Hi, I'm April, and I'm going to leave my camera off because I have a husband who's running around here who feels better if I leave it off, and he's not on camera as well. So anyway, I am bringing everybody's favorite topic to the discussion of project-based learning, authentic learning and leading, and that is teacher evaluation. And we're going to talk about the connection between those two and how administrators and teachers can both utilize teacher evaluation in a authentic way as we implement authentic learning and leading. And my session's called Rule Breakers. So,
All right, thank you. Qualia Institute, I'm not sure who we've got, if we've got Lisa or Russ or somebody else.
I think she put in the chat that she's not able to unmute.
Ah,
And the information's in there, so.
Gotcha.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, that's Lisa Landy, and you all are going to love her. She is a force. All right, let's see. We have Chris and from the Bridge.
Yeah, I'm Chris Feck. I'm one of the co-founders of Bridge Ed with Christy Bertolo here with me. We're going to be presenting on the state of the workforce in Ohio and how that looks with a lot of the companies coming in, especially in Central Ohio, Intel, Honda Effect, and then also how we are working with school districts to bring teachers into those workplaces, so that for this whole authentic learning topic, to bring that back into classrooms and curriculum.
All
Sure.
right, thank you. So Intel is coming to this area, is that right?
Yeah,
That's
did
what
you
we're
know?
hearing.
Ah. Brad.
Hi, I'm Brad. I'm here with Bob. We are both with Bexley City Schools, and we will be discussing generative artificial intelligence and how that impacts authentic learning.
But are you really coming?
Who really knows?
Yeah, that's right.
Just add a 3D printer and you can stay on.
Lisa.
I'm Lisa Ham. I teach kindergarten in Olentangy at Heritage Elementary. And I'm actually co-presenting with Teresa Knapp.
Mhm.
We are presenting on multi-sensory structured literacy in collaboration between Gen Ed and Intervention.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark Altair with Grandview Heights City Schools, and I'm co-presenting with our Chief Academic Officer, Angela Ullum. We're doing a session called Growing a Culture of Experiential Learning. So we're going to talk about our adventures in trying to implement, as we've implemented experiential learning, integrating it throughout our district. And then I'm also doing a session on my own called Come Think With Me, Designing a Class Fueled by Curiosity, Discover, and Reflection. So I'll be talking about the Explore program, of which I'm a teacher.
All right, wonderful. I was very excited about your presentation, particularly the colon, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Samantha.
Hi, y'all. My name is Sam Stiles. I'm with Panorama Education, and I am co-presenting with my wonderful colleague, Emily. And we are going to be doing a session on building authentic communities to support MTSS systems. The whole idea is that we don't fix the kids, we fix our systems. And so how are we building a culture that believes in gathering the feedback needed for authentic learning?
Wonderful, thanks. Megan.
Hello, I'm Megan Beatty and I teach in Dublin City Schools at the Emerald campus. And I am coming more so just as a go-between because we have students from the Dublin Teacher Academy are going to be the presenters. So we have Olivia Worth and Grace Seaman, and Olivia just graduated a couple weeks ago, and Grace is a junior, rising senior, and they're going to present about what it's like being an intern, a student intern in a classroom, what that experience is like, and also be available to field questions in case there's any people there that are looking to start teacher academies or encourage the interning opportunities for their students. And so we're excited to be the student presenter group.
Glad to include you. Yolanda.
Thank you.
All right, hello. I'm the Pathways and Partnership Strategist in the Dean's Office at the College of Food, Agricultural, and Environmental Sciences. It's a mouthful. And my session is the great outdoors, being able to offer experiential learning opportunities through ag STEM education, and using one of three and going through 3 different pedagogy models. I'm co-presenting with Jane Hunt, and she's an awesome collaborator. She's a consultant with education projects as well as with the Ohio Soybean Council.
All right, wonderful. Teresa.
I'm Teresa Knapp. I'm an intervention specialist, also at Heritage Elementary, co-presenting with Lisa Ham. And she did a great job summarizing our workshop. But we'll share more of the journey of my students working with her students in the kindergarten classroom.
Great. Kristen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Bordage of Olentangy Schools, and I'll be co-presenting with my colleagues about teacher voice and their professional learning and personalizing that learning journey. And I have a dialogic session about reimagining schools today.
Okay, Kate.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I joined a few minutes late. My name is Kate Oliphant, and I work at the Columbus Foundation. We put on an event most years called The Big Table, and I'll be co-presenting with Dante Wood Spikes as we talk about the importance of coming together, listening to one another, sharing our lived experiences, and imagining a brighter future for all of our residents.
We're glad to have that for sure.
Kate, tell them what your program is called.
Oh, like that. Yeah. So I manage the Center for Human Kindness, and it's a program that talks about kindness as a value and honoring the humanity of one another. We invest in empathy building programs, some nonprofits in town. We partner with them, and the Big Table is one of the things we put on. We're putting on a neighborhood program this summer, so keep your eyes peeled.
Good. Emily, do you want to add anything to what Sam said?
I think she did a phenomenal job, but I will introduce myself as Emily Bauer. I'm the outreach director for the state of Ohio here at Panorama, and it's we're really looking forward to joining this opportunity.
All right, we're glad to have you. Steve Shapiro, do you want to talk about your 14 sessions?
I can't remember what they are, but I will by mid-July. I'll have them all down. I'm Steve Shapiro. I'm an STRS funded independent educational enjoyer and reimaginer, and recently STRS funded. And I'll be doing a session on relationship between authentic learning and youth mental health. I'll be doing a session on authentic engagement, strategies for authentic engagement. I think doing a session on reimagining high schools, doing some other stuff, a lot of fun stuff.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Now, as you can tell, it wouldn't have been necessary for Kathy and Emmy and me to hear what you're going to present about, because we knew, and we know you're enthusiastic, but the purpose of the last 10 minutes was for you to hear one another. So do any of you have a reaction to the gestalt of this? What did it feel like for you to listen to the variety of topics? What's your sense of that? Use your words.
I think for me, it's really interesting to hear like all the different variety that's being presented. You know, like my passion's in math. So I'm like, I have to follow Tiffany someplace. Like I gotta, find out what she's talking about. And then this teacher voice idea, and just layering in all this. And then I want to be involved with the panel in Talmadge. So I can already like map out everywhere I'm trying to go just to keep learning. And I think it's going to really offer people a lot of different ways to keep focusing on, like you said, those three elements that you want to focus on. So it sounds like that's going to happen.
Certainly our hope. Anybody else want to comment? What was your impression? When's the last time you were with this many smart people, huh?
I think, for me, and I'm sure I felt this way last year, but I think I feel even stronger that with this being the second year, what you're hearing everybody talk about, and when we have the second meeting with people who couldn't come today, I think you're going to hear, or we'll hear the same kind of thing. We go anywhere from classroom practitioners, here's what it looks like in the classroom, to what are some of the barriers that can be removed with people who last year, when I think about the panel that Emmy's going to have with, it'll be Talmadge and United Local and who else is just the two of them. A year ago, I'm not sure they could have given this talk. And now this year, they have done things by putting K-12 representatives in who are planning the program. Their administrators are working with April on the teacher evaluation. United Local has changed their school calendar to allow for more professional development. I'm not sure a year ago they would have thought of that or thought it was possible. And so I think whether you're a teacher or administrator, or a student, a community member, you're going to hear kind of the same message, but it will be aimed at where you are and what your role, because we need teachers, creative teachers like you who are demonstrating this in the classroom every day. And we need administrators who are willing to look at what are the barriers and what can we do to make it more supportive.
Absolutely. Any other thoughts?
I just want to call out Kristen's chat thoughts that these projects sound life affirming and fulfilling topics.
Yeah, and I think that the unifying elements of the Institute beyond the themes, when we're just talking at an emotional level, we are very much reliant on passion and hope going throughout the 2 days. We want people to believe and see that change is possible. It's not always easy. Sometimes there are roadblocks.
Sometimes there's face plants.
Yeah. But there's a sense of hope that we hope will pervade this. And when you all, as presenters are with your folks, relating to them as personally as possible is great. Let them know you as people, let them know what you're passionate about, relax and don't feel like you're on display, but rather you're having meaningful conversations and interacting as much as possible. Are there questions that you all have from the information that we sent so far about the arrangements for technology or room spaces or anything about the details that you're curious about at this point in time?
Okay.
In your own circle of contacts, whether that's your school or your organization or just colleagues that from a lot of different places, We would greatly appreciate you continuing to spread the word because we're still well over a month away from the event. We would love to grow the numbers some. Last year, the numbers did grow considerably in the last part of June and the first part of July, but we never know how those things will trend. And so as you get excited about this and know of people that would be interested, please continue to spread the word. We've already got a really good concentration of participants, but we can use more. And honestly, we have packed the program with a lot of sessions, and we would like to continue to raise the enrollment so that everybody's got a good size audience to interact with. And so anything you can do in that regard is really helpful.
One thing I wanted to say is we probably will send out a couple of more emails to presenters just with last minute information. One thing, if you haven't registered yet, you should have received an email. I can't remember when I send out to who at this point, but you should have received an email that talked about registration. And also if you have co-presenters, unless you specifically asked me to share it with your co-presenters, we've always said, send it to the contact person and asked you to share the information. So we want all presenters to be registered so that we have an accurate number. There's one other thing. And Megan, where's Megan? Okay.
I'm here.
If your high school kids, they are thinking, we're coming in, we're going to present and then we're going. But if they can stay at least long enough to get the sense of how joyful the teachers are, this is a great profession, and your kids are the very people who we want to understand the promise of what this can be. And so sometimes coming in, for a little while, you don't get that feeling. So if the kids want to stay, be a part of the whole thing, we certainly want them to be.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think they're going to plan on that. So we really appreciate that offer. They're excited about it.
And we have some activities that I think they will really enjoy participating in for sure. Most of you on the screen are registered for the whole event, and so this detail may not relate for you. But if you are coming in basically just for the time that you're presenting,
which we hope you're not.
but if that's your situation, make sure that you try to arrive 30 or 40 minutes ahead so that we have plenty of time to get you to the right place, make sure that any technology is working properly for you. When we can, and this may not be possible all the time, but when we can, we're scheduling the use of space so that if you are like the second breakout of the afternoon, hopefully you can enter your room early and there won't be a previous presentation in that very room. Which we're going to space it out that way as much as we possibly can. With regard to technology, I think the main thing that you might need to notify us about, if it relates for you, if you are planning to have your participants access any websites which are sometimes blocked in schools, like if you're going to have them look at an example on YouTube and your school isn't always open to that. If you are using any websites that we need to get cleared for you in advance, please let us know what you're planning to use so that the technology people at Upper Arlington High School can make sure that you don't get blocked at the very moment that you need something.
I will say that I never heard that there was an issue last year, and we'll have for the time the Institute's going on, we'll have our own username and password. So it's possible they just open up everything. But if you're wondering, let us know and I'll run it by Denise Lutz. And I'm glad you said that about technology. Last summer, we had more people than I anticipated that had weren't quite as familiar with how to, if they were going to project, every classroom, every space will have a large screen TV. It has Apple Play, but also you can hook up, if you're on Windows, there's cords, connection cords there. And we'll send all this out in an email, or a letter. If you need a adapter, like if you're Windows, there might be one in there, but I would bring one just to make sure. There will be people around. You'll have instructions how to hook up to the monitor. That didn't seem to be enough last year. So we're trying to make sure that we have people around that can help.
Let's see. Also, our steering committee and some of the volunteers will be around at Upper Arlington High School the day before the Institute on July 18th. We will be setting up, so there'll be people there from 8:30 till probably 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So if anybody is curious about the facility and you would feel more comfortable kind of getting a feel for where your room is going to be and feeling comfortable there, if you want to stop by the day before, know that there'll be people there, and maybe give us a heads up and we can be looking for you.
And I would say come before noon, just in case.
Yeah, we're efficient.
We're efficient.
Yeah, that would be best. Other questions that have occurred to you, or Emmy, can you think of anything that we should add?
Not specifically about the Summer Institute, but I do think this would be a great opportunity to invite everybody on the call to June 20th at City Barbecue on Bethel Road. You can order from there all day from 11 o'clock to 8 p.m. at night. And all of the profit for our fundraiser will go to sponsoring newly hired teachers, first-year teachers, in all of the districts that are participating in the Summer Institute. We're sponsoring 20 teachers that way. But you can order, you can have it delivered, you can pick it up, you can come in. And if you come between 6:30 and 8 o'clock at night, you can hang out with Kathy and Ellen and I.
I saw everybody
we can share
very excited at that moment.
We can share that information with all of you.
One catch, you have to mention partnerships when you place your order. It's like they're not giving a percentage of every single sale that day. They're giving a percentage of every sale where the buyer mentions our organization. Okay. People who were there last year, any comments that you would like to make for the benefit of people who are new to this? Any advice from the wise? All
Have
right.
fun.
Yeah, it will be. Thank you for helping us make it very, very special. And again, spread the word and keep looking for follow-up emails, because there will be 2 more that will go to all participants and all presenters. And there may be a last minute set of reminders just for presenters. So just stay tuned within Schedule and within your email to everything.
Hey, Kathy, are you looking for headshots and bios from everybody too?
Yeah, when you register, there's an opportunity to upload a photo and your bio.
Okay.
And so that would be great. It is really nice when in Sketch, when they click on your session and they can see, a photo, kind of start to put a name and a face together. You don't have to do it, but it's really easy to do it.
People really appreciated the bios last year, and most of them were true. So you can continue that tradition.
Yeah.
When does that go live?
I'm working on getting everything up, loaded up into it now. And so I'm hoping by a week from now that it will be in. I'll let you know when it is. As I'm putting them in, I'm saving them as a draft. And I'm not sure that you can see it until I actually publish it. I would like to have you look at it and make sure I've got everybody's name spelled correctly and all your co-presenters and so forth. But I think I have to publish it first, so I'll let you know right before I publish it. So you can, I'd like you to look it over and let us know. It's really easy to fix, so.
Okay, thanks for the timing on that.
Kathy, I'm looking at the sheet with all the sessions and the capacity. So will we have an idea of how many people are signed up? So it might say, they say capacity 24, 25. Will we know how many people we're preparing for?
Well, the classrooms, the reason it says 24 is that Upper Arlington's classrooms only have 24 desks in them. So, and then the larger spaces, I think we've set at like 40. You can see if people actually sign up, there's a way for them to make their schedule. And you'll be able to see that. You'll have a list of who was in there as long as they did it. But I'll be honest, not everybody signed up. I mean, they signed up in Sketch, but they didn't necessarily select their sessions. The other thing is then there'd be rooms where there were 24 seated and 7 other people standing. So you know how that is. I can even, I can put it 24, once it gets to 24, it's closed. It didn't matter if we did that or didn't last year. So I would say that if you're in a regular classroom, which most people are, with people standing, you might have 30, but that'd probably be the most.
Yeah.
And we'll encourage people to sign up, because we're also going to send out some additional messages to all the registrants, and we'll encourage them to, sign up for their sessions. But you know how it is. They get there and they go, oh my gosh, that I want to go to this one. And then they
they're not ticketed or locked into their choices. So there's a lot of change in the moment, which
Sketch seems to be just a suggestion
indicator
to people.
Do we have any like LinkedIn posts or anything or like a social media that we can share out? Just, I know that we like to, wherever we're going to be, we like to send that out to folks.
I will, there will be hashtags for the Institute. We are encouraging people as they're there to post. But if you, I'm going to turn this part over to you. We have been posting on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. And so I don't know if there's a way to get you, some samples of what we sent out. Is that?
Yeah. So first, friend us or link to us or whatever, follow our social media on each of the different platforms, and then you can get access to a lot of things that we've already shared. But in the next couple of weeks, a toolkit will come out with graphics, hashtags, information that we will push out to all of you, to our steering committee, and then you can use that in any of your own social media posts as well.
Awesome.
My strategy is to get Taylor Swift to like us. Then I think the word will spread.
If anybody could do that, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And is it mostly folks local to Columbus, or do we see folks from further away come?
Certainly statewide. And then we have one person from Albuquerque, so I'm counting her.
Some people from Kentucky.
Yeah. And so we think of it as a regional conference.
Awesome.
Now, certainly Central Ohio is well represented, but Talmadge here is up in the northeastern part of the state. Trying to think if there's anybody on the screen that isn't from Central Ohio right now, but yeah, I think we should think about it as a regional conference.
Thank you so much, not just for being a part of the event, but the people who step forward with great topics and great passion are the people that give one another hope for the future of things. And so thanks for what you're doing every day, not just July 19th and 20th. But we are so glad you're making those 2 days a part of your professional year. Thank you so very much. Call us if you have questions or email, and we'll see you soon. All good? Thanks.
Bye-bye.